You know what I hear from patients almost every single day? Doc, my tinnitus is so much worse when I'm stressed out. Maybe it's louder after a rough day at work, or it's that ringing that just won't let you fall asleep when you've got something big on your mind. You've probably noticed it yourself. And for years, all we could really say was, yeah, I believe you. Stress and tinnitus definitely seem connected, but we didn't have a great way to actually measure that objectively. But that just changed. Get this, researchers at the University of Michigan partnered with Apple, and they just published findings from what's probably the largest tinnitus study we've ever seen. We're talking about data from more than 72,000 people who wore Apple Watches. And what they found, it confirms something really important. There's an actual, measurable connection between stress and how bad your tinnitus gets. Not just, oh, it feels worse, but we can see it in the data. And here's the exciting part for those of us here at Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus. We're one of the first modern tinnitus specialty centers in America, and that means we can actually track this connection as part of your treatment. That means we're not guessing anymore. We can measure what's happening and do something about it. I'm Dr. Layne Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, and today I'm going to walk you through what this study found, why it matters if you're dealing with tinnitus, and how we're already using this information to help our patients right now in Utah. All right, so before we get into the study itself, let's talk about something called heart rate variability and what that actually is, because honestly, most people have never even heard of it. So you might think that your heart beats like a metronome, right? Just perfectly steady, boom, boom, boom. But actually, a healthy heart has a natural variation in the timing between each beat. Let me give you an example. If your heart is beating at 60 beats per minute, that doesn't mean there's exactly 1 second between each beat. Sometimes it might be 0.9 seconds, sometimes 1.1 seconds. That little variation, that's your heart rate variability, or HRV. And here's the part that surprises people. Higher variation is actually a good thing. So when your HRV is higher, it means your nervous system is doing its job really well. You're more resilient, you bounce back from stress better, and your body can smoothly shift between being alert and being relaxed. But when your HRV drops, when those heartbeats become more mechanical and rigid, that's often a sign your nervous system is stuck in overdrive. Your body is constantly running the fight or flight response even when there's no actual danger. And the cool part, your Apple Watch or similar devices are measuring this automatically throughout the day. You don't even have to think about it. So here's what the University of Michigan team discovered, and I think you're going to find this really interesting. They looked at data from 72,229 people over a 60-day window, 30 days before these folks took a tinnitus survey and 30 days after. The whole time their Apple Watches were automatically measuring their HRV about 6 times a day. Nobody had to do anything special, it just happened in the background. And the results were clear. People with more severe tinnitus had lower HRV. The worse someone's tinnitus was affecting their hearing, their sleep, their day-to-day life, the more likely they were to have that rigid, stress-out HRV pattern. Now, the researchers were smart about this. They pointed out that HRV gets affected by lots of things, how fit you are, how well you're sleeping, or even what you ate for lunch. But when you're looking at 72,000 people, all those individual factors kind of average out. What you're left with is a clear signal. Tinnitus and stress are connected in a way we can actually measure. And here's what really struck me. The researchers described this as a self-perpetuating cycle. Tinnitus causes stress. That lowers your HRV and keeps your nervous system on high alert, which makes you more aware of your tinnitus, which makes more stress. It's a loop. And if you're dealing with tinnitus, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, and one more thing. From that study, it confirmed what patients have been telling us for years. After noise exposure, stress is the second most common thing people point to that triggered or worsened their tinnitus. If you're finding this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We put out new videos every week on evidence-based tinnitus and hearing loss treatments, and I don't want you to miss them. So why should you care about all of this if you're dealing with tinnitus? Well, first off, it validates what you've probably been experiencing all along. If you felt like your tinnitus got worse when you're stressed, you're not imagining it. There's real physiology behind that, and now we can actually measure it. And secondly, this opens up new ways to help you. If we can identify when your nervous system is in that chronic stress state, when your HRV is consistently low, we can target specific interventions to address that. We're not just treating the noise in your ears, we're addressing one of the underlying mechanisms that's making it worse. And third, and I really like this part, It gives us a way to track if what we're doing is actually helping your tinnitus. Unlike tinnitus loudness, which is super subjective and hard to measure, heart rate variability is objective data we can monitor over time. We can see if our tinnitus treatments are genuinely helping your nervous system calm down. And here's something I need to say, because patients tell this to me all the time. A lot of what's out there for tinnitus treatment is wildly outdated. You Google it and you're hit with advice like try ginkgo biloba or listen to white noise, or my personal favorite, just learn to live with that. I had a patient not long ago who had been struggling for years. Her last hearing care provider gave her a generic handout and sent her home. No testing, no plan, no explanation, just good luck. That's not treatment, that's guesswork, and you deserve better. What we're doing now, measuring HRV, tracking nervous system patterns, tailoring sound therapy with real data grounded in neuroscience, this is the future of tinnitus care, and it's already happening. And this is where being a modern tinnitus specialty center makes a real difference. Look, at Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, we've invested in the technology and training to monitor HRV as a part of a comprehensive tinnitus treatment protocol. We're not doing the old school approach of just fitting hearing aids and sending you on your way. Though don't get me wrong, properly fit hearing aids with real ear measurements are oftentimes an essential tool for tinnitus management. But we're looking at the whole picture. Your hearing, yes, but also your nervous system, your stress response, how you're sleeping, and your heart rate variability. So what does that look like in real practice? For some patients, we might recommend combining sound therapy with specific stress management techniques that are designed to improve HRV. For others, we track your HRV data over time to see how different treatments are affecting your nervous system regulation. We also offer things like bimodal neuromodulation devices, Layne is one example, which work by helping retrain how your brain responds to tinnitus. When we combine these with evidence-based treatments with HRV monitoring, we can create treatment plans that are truly personalized to you. Because here's the thing, the goal isn't just to turn the volume down on your tinnitus. I mean, that's certainly part of it, but the bigger goal, breaking the tinnitus stress cycle. Helping your nervous system get out of that constant fight or flight mode and actually improving your quality of life. So this Apple study, it's a big deal. It's a major step forward in how we understand tinnitus. For decades, we've known stress and tinnitus go hand in hand, but now we've got the tools to actually measure that connection and, more importantly, do something about it. If you're dealing with tinnitus and you're tired of hearing there's nothing we can do, I want you to know that's just not true. Evidence-based tinnitus treatment is available. We're using the latest research and technology to help patients find relief in our clinic every day. You can schedule a comprehensive tinnitus evaluation here in northern Utah. We'll sit down, do a thorough assessment, really talk about your specific situation, and then create a treatment plan that's personalized for you. One that addresses not just the tinnitus itself, but that stress response that's making everything worse. I'll leave a link below. And hey, if you want to learn more about tinnitus and hearing loss before you're ready to schedule, head over to our online learning center. We've got tons of articles, resources, and all the stuff that answers questions we hear from patients every day. That link is in the description below as well. Now I want to hear from you. Have you noticed that stress affects your tinnitus? Does tinnitus spike during specific stressful moments? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read everyone, and actually, your experience could help someone who's watching this and feeling alone with what they're going through. Thanks for watching.